decided to seize this opportunity to let them know that if Ghanaian cocoa farmers are unable to get the 70% they deserve, it is because of their huge debt that they have given to us. They have created it. Mr. Speaker, on that fateful day, when my house was raided by AK-47 wielding national security operatives, when they banged on my door, creating fear and panic, sending my 6-year-old child into a state of hysteria, into a state of fear. We had members here. They never commented on it. And I commend Professor Michael Kwe on that day when he stood up and ruled that what they were doing was wrong. Mr. Speaker, they took my phone, they took my laptops, and took it to the United Kingdom to investigate me. Today, a very simple matter. You are scared of it. Mr. Speaker, let me explain something. The OSP has declared Mr. Kenoforiata as a fugitive. As a fugitive. Mr. Speaker, in our local language, fugitive, in our local language, it means that wadenuwa kangura. Wadenuwa kangura. Or, to put it simply, wajibam. 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 Or in the Hausa language, otelo. Otelo. Or to put it in the more simpler way, yagudu. It's as simple as that, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, we should not be afraid of accountability.
Ladies and gentlemen of the media, a few minutes ago, I signed a directive declaring a high-profile person a fugitive from justice. This person is wanted by the OSP to answer charges in respect of several cases, including the following. 1. Contractual arrangements between Strategic Mobilization Ghana Limited and the Ghana Revenue Authority for the stated objective of the enhancement of revenue assurance in the downstream petroleum sector, upstream petroleum production, and minerals and metals resources value chain. 2. Termination of a distribution, loss reduction, and associated network improvement project contract between the Electricity Company of Ghana Limited and Beijing Zhaochen Technology BXC. 3. Procurement of contractors and materials and activities and payments in respect of the National Cathedral project. 4. Activities and payments in respect of a contract awarded by the Ministry of Health, initially commenced by the Ministry for Special Development Initiatives to Service Ghana Auto Group Limited for purchases and after-sales service and maintenance of 307 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 305 CDI ambulances for the National Ambulance Service. And 5. Payments out of and utilization of the tax refund account of Ghana Revenue Authority.
Esquire, Kwame Kulenu, Akowachum, Aisha Ibrahim, and the almighty African, the Rasta man with the Rasta. Oh, yeah. Okay, happy birthday, Falcoma Equiabuachua Yadom. She's exactly 22 years today. Equia the Nyamiasi say we'll move you from 21 to 22. We thank God for your life. So happy birthday to the youngest lady in our midst, Equia Buachua Yadom. We wish you all the best. We love you. May God keep you blessed and straighten all your path. Happy birthday once again. Equia Buachua Yadom. So anyway, ya beya na menhuno se krata bi ababetum. Na ye krata a free office of the president. The krata na sebua esi okay. Let me take you through krata na abano. So African Patro said, why ready? My phone so ain't me and shibina or muntimi ken krata no in the yechi. We are live on Facebook. Adom 106.3 FM. Adom 106.3 FM. Joining live on Facebook, so YouTube. So yeah, Adom 106.3 FM. Adom 106.3 FM. Ja comments on the enking and from our. So this is the statement of free Mampeni Atnaye about the President Muhammad direct Minister of Finance to settle DDEP coupons and build debt buffers through sinking fund. Okay. Also, flowing a directive from President John Dramani Mahama, the Minister of Finance, has today, 17 February 2025, under the payment in cash, that's PIC coupon, of 6.081 billion Ghana cedis to all domestic debt exchange program bondholders. Government has also under the payment in kind, PIK, portion of 3.46 billion Ghana cedis deposited into the respective bondholders' securities account in line with the DDP memorandum. Additionally, government has also paid into the debt service recovery CD account, that's sinking fund, an amount of 9.7 billion Ghana cedis as a buffer for the fifth DDP coupon that will fall due in July and August 2025. President John Dramani Mahama is committed to the government's honoring of all obligations under the DDP. Through the 2025 budget statement, government will announce further measures that will help to restore market confidence in the economy, prioritize spending, and improve transparency and accountability in public finances. Ultimately, government seeks to restore fiscal prudence while ensure value for every peso spent. Despite the challenging economy that was bequeathed by the previous administration, government is determined to bring back a stable city, control spiraling inflation, and create jobs for the teeming youth of our country. Signed, Fales Kwachi, Ofosu, MP, spokesperson to the President Ministry, Minister, Government Communications. We will bring you a coffee, AJ of Joy Business, Joy Research Desk, Ewo Ifianum. Na coffee, MWM, Intimate Criteria. Ya ken Kenya. That's coffee bako there.
I'm Adom now, so.
Yeah, I'm here. You say she
news way I mean, some people will be happy. So,
okay. It's just say.
Well, share debt restructuring, and in fact, it was in two folds, right?
Okay.
So we had one that was the external debt restructuring and the domestic debt exchange program. Now, Nina ne kabom na government ba Albeka said they had made a savings close to about 2 billion or a little above $9 billion.
Okay.
The government has also made arrangements with DDP, those who participated in the DDP, that they were going to honor the payment, so they staggered it.
Government, the previous government.
The previous government.
Okay. Any amount for no call and yes, Obitrium can be 2025.
Exactly.
By February.
Okay. I mean, the first quarter of 2025, they were entitled to a certain coupon or a certain form of arrangement.
Okay.
I mean, most of the debts were expected to be matured in 2022, 2023, but once a year DDP ninti your train debt ni be echo anymore. Until you are were supposed to be paid in 3 years, a trickle anymore, 5 years, 10 years, be crying 15 years.
Okay.
the haircut that came with it. And per this news, we understand that government is honoring what they are actually due to pay this year. Now I'm looking at the IMF program. Me sure IMF program this year now. O share idea a few way a bit of a challenge. Ama aban way a debt servicing.
Okay. It's a coffee fachem na me kwa manu se si na memra. Na many Dr. Adu Anane entry on na convener the ma pensioners bondholders forum. Encourage Dr. Good evening.
Evening.
When I send us them na be few.
Well, this time they say eh.
Muji news we saying?
Two things. Also they say bonds no. Nipa mienu, ekuro mienu, oma fa omo de anko. Eda pensioners no, omududu a pensioners. Even though ebinum de omo de ekoye. Nti omo anfa omo de anko no. No ha na otu bia bonds no be due. Since the last secretary year, somewhere in July 2023. If you have a buying city as a Tiano, and now to be a yeah. Now to be a hard way, but do not force no be a coupon any due. But at least in most cases, every week be a coupon due. If you know your Oma sister, Oma exchange you on bonds. No more exchange you on bonds, no. And the Omuna Yakoma boom 2023 February a customer friend settlement day. Settlement a bar that I don't need no bonds amount. Now to scare Wutia. If we have Breno, I was mean maybe a coupon ready, and I say a juice and a chia by here. Then it's not so much Yakoma Bomunti. Obia we changing the bond no every 6 months we are the coupon due. If the coupons no we a human no first coupon no due August 2023 and I think one every February 2024 and the third one over August 2024. It's really fourth one I know ever be February 2025. The bank for Abano, we any the honor dia, Edikaya Ubetia. In Tiano, and a buying say, or take it to her, and I say, what 7 minutes of finance say, if you have a unchia. I'm saying to be around next week. I'm saying, main kind I'm saying settlement date, no, somewhere 20th, 22nd of. It's a bedroom February 20th, 26th, and therefore, now settlement need 2 years, no. Think as in the 4th coupon, and 80. And I might think to say, me who statement, no. But Moncoff will be ringing me, I can say, I say, Minister, no, I'm set on Modistica. Other some discard to her, and I told her some discard to her. I was thinking, finding my baby. Next month, dear, I know we see August, no. It's kind of honey, dear. Next day, do August now. We need how. So I tell Papa, the Chia. In the end, we are the Papa. Say, prepare home, and I will see you who see and then about the beer. Next is about the beer a year or how amount. It's kind of honor this cat order. And I was seeing after February. I was doing there by now, okay, no, because it's kind of at the order. So we understand, then also means the performance I'm going to be here next year, February. They be at the outside there, they get as to you, and Ruhoman can say, Ninit, I think it's ready, no, but it's your order. You know, at the Papa of I.
Okay, now submit was see ya. Payment no shada enye ade fufuru bebre abra moko sa wo yehiem no but you say asem there we kire ne say President Mahama ahye finance minister mpefo to be infanto nom emfa ntwe the next due payment no ene mo ni gisem
yeah just yeah obia that be am can oh yeah o market no there even say So ko give this ya. We said that say we be here. And we see say we person we on ye me here. Say we see we hoto. Baby we hold ma ye ne sa. Baby we hold ma company bi e ko give this ya. You need to be a from trustees. The arrangements no just say as I say we this cat na we here to how trustees to be sure say could this kind of call and sana embreno aso. It is sad, you know, about we person oh yeah. The papa store bear star. It was a woo I knew. I didn't do all ma at the Sophia. They won't say our own kill. It is all you be to all the man. They can say, I don't know about a room now. It's only say, what's the Kadawa for the Babitia. It's we wish to boss to the Emma so with me. I yes. Then a bit in the one now when you scan out the better. I change. The payment, no, but we had it all the every other papa, and no wow. Now, investors to students say, if you want mine, yes, over the catch on the and they may, you won't change no, I made the Abramo. So invest a beer and say, if you have fun in Sabacanica, 10 years, and she said, no.
Near aye, dear Minini, sir, on Saka Sika, Yabasad, be a cotton bond beam.
Well, both, like I said, are buying to me. Onya pese oberi studio o the default no ba no be take kaka sana abai to me issue bonds they say treasury bills and abai issue
yeah
bomb say abai say what me take ya woni ma no o say default no dey ba default no ba na say ye kun kra won timi mo bi bio they will be say na wa ba default na say awo o ye ho adwuma yi no. Who you may ya any problem say they say they are buying a human or ye into Ochina or so of everything with the Capital Command. If you're really buying so you're no by yeno and a bit Yama when you hope I say, oh, Baby, this guy is okay to have this car. We are Cassava Magic. They will send me 5 this cabamano and maybe I'm not look at how it's only a human and a pet to be so they say they are buying. Utia. It is a thinking for the Omuye. They may be at oh, yeah, a better invested and the IT set. But you may be also over February, at the Bema, if you say, who say, you say, Emma, one child say, a bit ruby down with me in Tria. And you are buying empty, I say, so we wish to boss. But then your best, we say, the sick customer, anything you wish to treat here. Yeah, but sit through and yet say interest no quampo. Name bra principal na ye due. I want some question no. So we dey and patrono and I will treat ya. Name in fear and 9 dry we say you man individuals to be abai and so be clear no in fear no.
Yeah.
In fear 19 no will be three half. They say I come fear me no. I can't fear me no. Name fear 9 no aso. If you know, no individuals in and name mutual funds in and some we see war no put a move from amount. Then fear no cano and I would yapa the following year no never can so utia. I want to 7 no I say I buy 360 in the hotel. If you me new woman, the car may dig individuals, any mutual funds, any unit trust no, if you move from amount. It's less so this you interested here, over here from so a bad thing to any DP, name on principal Luciano. And I have some criteria as a buying a year on what she said in the Catholic.
Doctor, you better see you Ray.
It's the other one.
Penam to send a como a convener, the MAP Pensioners Bondholders Forum, Dr. Adu Anane entry and so Kofi your fancy in fact and twas with baby Dr. DSC.
Yeah.
Now because of the sinking fund, as a criticism, I dream be say Abaya is serious. So it seems to be born no edit to more. I wish him also cotoa or entry bria. Ufi say I do see between the what so entirely, sir.
Well, in fact, sinking fund is not the first time a sinking fund ever. Okay. I think the former finance minister said Tekbe, and they introduced sinking fund as a special vehicle. Mr. Omine Kwa here my bit me a use it your debt. That was the main reason why we brought sinking fund. But over the years, we've seen that it has run dry.
Okay.
And the last amount that was in it was $350 million. And I think the Kufuor administration took that money to pay the first installment of the Euro bond that was taken. And so sinking fan on there just that we left it dried. And so I think that they just want to revamp it. But I have been saying that this is the first time I will be having a government own access to bond market.
Yeah.
The only market or a treasury bills. So what you have to do is to build confidence.
And this is
exactly. That's the only way. So you can't bring it down. All the bad down will be no better.
Yeah. And this is I want call for 91 days. And I'm around 26%.
Yes, 26.
26%. And now we call 182 or 28%.
28%. Yeah. The more you go, the more the interest actually increases. And see, we used to do something like sinking fund and give investors this sort of assurance that it builds confidence.
Okay.
Why? We've seen in the Bank of Ghana almost summary data say business confidence the air costro. I think that after certain things change and all of that. But the sinking fund, the assurance they are giving to the investors will make the investors, would say, doc, they're not doc, or say, now people will begin to say that, oh, say governments, and they say, obitua, obitua. You build that confidence because you know you have limited capital, source, access to capital.
Yeah.
And once you begin to build this confidence, then you know that this government also wants to bring back the bond market.
Yeah.
Until people bring back the bond market, let those who already have money with you know that say coupon rate time drua ubetua. Say your friend is amortization and I say main principal and ankasa so drua ubetua. So I think that this is a good step to build confidence in the system because IMF or my last report or my yama the country, you could see that debt servicing obligation be a problem a buying way power, especially in 2025. And now you share interest only in 2025, for instance. The projected interest payment for 2025 is 50.6 billion Ghana cedis. That's 50.6 billion Ghana cedis. Interesting.
On all your loans in
50.6 billion Ghana cedis.
Yeah, also a share within what period?
That's just 2025.
2025.
2020. I feel yeah.
Also, in Siwa buying a share for Bosnia or Ayabono, a 50 billion Ghana cedis.
50 almost more than 500 million Ghana cedis.
So much was a 51 billion Ghana cedis.
51 billion Ghana cedis. Now I'm breaking it down. Now the reason why this government needs a sinking fund.
Okay.
Who break is $51 billion need down.
Ghana citizen.
I'm used to dollars. Ghana citizens need down. Who say domestic interest no e does say external.
Se bosia ya bo every year memu ano. E hu si wono does chain. E si hu ya bo hu bosia free amano.
Absolutely. O share out of 51 billion na emu yemfa say 42 billion Ghana cedis. A move 42 billion Ghana cedis out of that 51 billion Ghana cedis, is for domestic interest.
And it's a secure memo. No, so it means individuals it was capable.
I mean, and one thing too is that say who hold on to
Dr. Etuahine mami why? Dr. Etuahine. That many Dr. Etuahine, the banking expert in the common fantasy of free.
I think that I was on the 42 billion out of will go into domestic. Now external 9.3 billion Ghana cedis. And external is also because restructuring.
Yeah.
We've gotten amortization moratorium for a long period of time.
Okay.
Into your problems is kasa as a country near how to find money to pay domestic creditors. Hitherto, we would have borrowed from the bond market and pay. But right now, since the bond market being
USA the support and so everywhere. Yes, I spending kakra.
Absolutely. Yeah.
To about to bond market and so for now.
Both external and domestic.
And domestic in Yana. About so say be tax out be so SRD free one.
Yes, na ema pressure ekoto pension fund so. Ema pressure ekoto Bank of Ghana so, but we understand that Bank of Ghana is now practicing zero finance. There's no way Bank of Ghana can come in at the moment. And says, yeah, and binding a who are could T-bill so.
Yeah.
And also a banner answer, which means that you are pricing out the private sector.
Yeah.
Enti yeah, you call bank we would have to pay slightly higher than maybe what government is paying in terms of interest.
Sure.
Enti all the time doing business in the country becomes hard because the fewer capital in the system now buying any private sector compete. So I think it's a big challenge ahead, especially looking at it on just interest payments. A time where I think that we can also even talk about the expected debt service or the interest. Any principal on the account, maybe I'm a boss figure nature where you actually be surprised. Yanko debt service in Ankasa or the interest near amortization kabuma. Debt servicing for this year almost 142 billion Ghana cedis. 142 billion Ghana cedis. Who breaking it down? A more 25 billion Ghana cedis back external.
Okay.
Now 124 billion Ghana cedis is supposed to be paid here.
So it means sir, domestic arrangement, debt arrangement. I said domestic now bang and tell. Is it because yeah no temasana ye question and into na ban sana?
On say a bedroom baby now people didn't want to participate. Yeah. So government had to sweeten the deal.
Okay.
So it means that we carved out different your friend is a memorandum of understanding for different people.
Yeah.
And we saw that the person who even took the biggest hit was Bank of Ghana.
Yeah.
Bank of Ghana and the J debt in Indian so almost say okay, mo my a car ye demo bia no ye dia modi bia no ye dia chemo. And Kenyasa in fact we'll be talking in 300 billion Ghana cedis. Now this is net and for the to men's go no.
Kwame betimi akọ. Okay, ba mko amaso na me Dr. Richard Tria ni ekodi enkomo oye banking expert. Komo no do super anwumre. Yeah, Dr. Good evening.
Good evening.
Akra ba ko de.
Ada nyame ada roma.
Yeah, the amias wofa se no wofa enkomo de anwumre. So Doctor, quick one. Minimum you make a free honorable fellows quacho for sword batch him say Mampeni a catch the finance minister say Omiki arrangement na won't cheer domestic debt exchange for Sikano coupons na as won't cheer and famuomo and which was creating a sinking fund. Here between the upper pay against August payment na did because we are some pound.
Na debt tiya de na san pani de. No. Oko adi Munich no. Ye interview no kan say. This year we have our 15 billion to pay, including the interest payment and principal.
Yeah.
The end say ne kwanso an wo kan no because what senkofo obi abe senkofo tika na say aso a untimi nkase untua. Nti ense ne kwanso an no. Na sinking fund no so ehu be hia. If you say one prepare enya sinking fund that time no be drew na ya. Na no so ayi bibi o ho nti emse ni mi no de ne kwanso an no.
Se okeka ne nyina bom na wo hwe ensiho ni sika or say aban etwia as a way of yebosia bo a yabo ene ho nsiho ene sika botina nkasemu a over 100 billion Ghana cedis. And what she says, Mwaka Kranan Kibesa and Sabakan free a USAD ID is a no and so ya trench and sugar cram. We are no so a tuncha and sua. Oh, how about Kumibu Abana Aquem will be so what can we in our within 2025? Outlook, let's say.
If you say, and yet, over positive cry. If you say, what can say, near maybe you hope, and near maybe you hope. Contractors here 35 road contractors here 35 billion. And energy over 15 cedis to $1 cry. And also 45 billion. Do cut 35 from the boom 80 billion. a car, apart from a car, you treat interest in principle. No? When you so Abbas sign a con, and you say, who wants some idea? This year, it doesn't look good. And yet, because, fuck, Omobedia community. Now, government debts, contractors, now 3.2 billion. And our energy, 800 million. Within a space of 8 years, you are free. 800 million, I could do 35 billion. And you're free $800 million. I could do $3 billion. And when you also 20 years, with now what you say car power. Yeah. Obeshetin in Yama. If it's obedient to be my own no $3 billion. Now, what for Wadi? The outlook is not very good. And yet, I'd like to put in yet a very, very difficult year. I think it will be one of the difficult years in the history of Ghana.
2025.
I tell you.
Abandoned me, I'm managing that situation.
Well, same thing to Amawono. As a opinion, therefore. Now, Omobwa, it is said debt, you see, let me have my free advice. In the year 2011, IMF time, maybe all, and I'm take you on Okajam say, more fancy debt, you carry friends out, obey chap, Asia, no one for the income.
Okay.
Minimum, no a payment plan. Sebia, Bosumi Bia, Metria, 1 billion, 1 billion, 1 billion. Now the cheer for road. And found one Guinea, energy. Energy is required in the foreign exchange. The required once a month. Because one team in Tonkuku, Okoton Kuku, back 3 billion. Now they are Kutiaka. Kuku is class 3 billion. Kuku, because none of it is said that many people joy. Kofi, no, catch them say, Kuku, no craft, 400 across the 500 cry. The Hunuka, Binya. Assembly, they are nodding. Pa.
But also, what you way, you know, so there's someone no as a man no ekaka cry. A buy soup people on the bush, washer Ghana for say a 2 who do be on obey ye through a be a man for combat me a job. So 2 year baby ye through and a car since so many a coming. A man in quiet deem be brave and for my yen.
Midawasi. Krumha and name it is set and sunny. It is set Finance Minister can say VAT a progressive tax.
Yeah.
Look, Mami Joe, your tax overall tax position, you know, a regressive. A here for any tier tax. A Sikafoni one year any tier tax. Mami more example me, you know. Oko Uganda, now call Rwanda. You're afraid to be high net worth people in whether political or what. Almost taxes, no, you're the Chilewa of Bugani. You're to me, no. You see a damn coachy, a cobremine, and no bank, and I'll cook Mazia. You see a 97 you, yes, Sicano in an Indian record dime. In the public, any good property tax. Nanka Sika free, MDS, Aqua Central Government, no. Yeah, budget, yeah, none of bank. Many of you could feel no catch them say. Almost catch as a transfer from government fund to these statutory bodies, no?
Yeah.
And also, Kuye. Again, I brought you the Diano, MDS, no? And a chair near the Bicrack Central Pool. Yan in your chair for so a very pa Ecoswa. It is good Papa no Casano. I am say a kaka crase, obeying expert, no much, you know. If the carpets obey, 11 year free we. A so timidity, property tax, no, but also no. Because Kenya, any Rwanda, no more 14% tax GDP ratio. Meaning, the year now, almost 28%. Because, go see a down you get property tax. You get a bit more rent in dollars, but you're not paying property tax. Central Bank of Ghana, then can see, can property tax, no quality me one may economy cost. But yeah, dear one, Yancy, let there be a Ohiani, the Wakucha bet. You know, I can't say regret a progressive tax, and I want to put him right, say, our tax.
Doctor, hey, there is some try Dr. Mambib. Once I try Dr. Mambib, na Kofi Kwame try Dr. Bambi Kofi maybe a doctor dear na media and I was going to show my doctor information
doctor no information that Timmy no share information to information
but serious so who share some of a day would do especially East Legon
yeah.
And the so-called East Legon as yaji a damn be hope near Chassis here. No, I used to be abosum be no miensa. But when I had them work take him. Mamma doctor Sababium. Dr. Aquabium.
Hey, where do you tickle you? Your friend tickle.
Okay, doctor, you have to also property rate.
Oh dear. Obia what 2 coins, said you go for a 2 or more 2 coins 3. Obia the wa or this is free central government. Echo MDs. A BC group yaso. This is Ghana. Rwanda. Any Kenya, they were facing the same problem. And almost for IMF, World Bank. World Bank, they have jumped from 17% to 28% tax GDP ratio. Look, what you compare South Africa. Argentina, what you are here for, what you are culture bet, where the 100 cities, every now the opposite offer. Make the NTIM team on so much at all. A bear if you be Mokini and a concron, you introduce tax on castle. Say, you use 3.5 liters.
Yeah.
You bet you have a true. Again, you was all again,
Uncle Siaga.
Uncle Siaga, you say, Nippon benefiting on tax. This is the simple analogy. Because so any place who say want to be used 3.5 liter. But want to be got petrol. So when you make me to almost V28. Any Sequoia, any Elon Musk, Romutia, because you're a woman pet, name here for the NS also. And you may catch a minister and say, Oman can't say VAT could be a progressive tax, but the most important thing, you tax property. You tax a system, our properties. Mamin sure, you are too good. I say environment, you know, what's all say. Environmental tax I say. Who would say environment? No environmental tax. And the World Bank has been saying consistently that 20,000 and something. But Omoka ni ebuya sumunya. If we say a sikafone is a chia omutia. And then I cost so East Legon. And then to get a complete. You see, I mean, okay, you do Kenya. When you do Kenya, you do so. Well, so. On good property tax. It can be truthful. So I feel want to make function more. On fine consultant. No more require if property tax should be part of our tax system. And not consumer tax. I mean, regressive, it doesn't help. You make the poor poorer. Oh, it is Yanni, sir. A Canada anymore see a free. Matissa president see a free 2026. See, I hear a tax system, free. So what say? IMF what budget now mo de buy ya ye di kika ho na so wa ga so ma bie so a kirewa anka do so be booty because your tax system na kwaye pumping meanwhile there are areas we can begin to tax and your industry no sir and you want to see industry taxes so also fine I understand but will be too good or too frank or too good the gold na you to my main country o sike the Bank of Ghana, no, Ubusa Obia, is not more than 15%. It is a last year almost to 10 billion. There is 15% of 10 billion in the Bank of Ghana account. I mean, Yabinimu Dawa and I say Yabinimu Yare. Obi be too gold. And the woman cry area when they say, Niema only be to go in now so a tax exempt. Even dynamite edition will be gold in a tax exempt. It is all money tax exempt. Now, side gold, look of free, I say, me too much you see. Problem where I will gold, not a deal of Botswana. You're from Anglo DBA, American, UK. No, to diamond, 15%, and I'm from say, hey. Someone to me call 15 to 30. Would you win your diamond in Shasta? Say, nothing. Now, you're Botswana and then she in Libya. Okay. I was also kicking young preempting. Almost so almost back. You see, I mean, okay, so almost 40%. Up to $1 billion or $400 million get into the account. You are leveraging on your natural resources I mean, we be too gold.
Sir, also, Yanom the area na a huni say, Yanshin here. Other countries we are willing to accept even at a lesser rate. Why should you Jama investors now call almost ama?
Masa, Omo, Yadi Dada, Mamma Burkina Faso, Nano Yao, a papa young man, almost 1 year. Not the two Canadian company, I bet you gold over 5 billion. Tax of $500 million. They refuse to do. You know what is that? He has shut their minds. Oh, because he ain't gold in the year. Masa okura gold won go bi da.
David.
Ni wo bi da. What you say? Now oba no be kan investment. You see investor friendly. In Kenya, almost free said that BIS so Ghana is good for investment. Tax in Kwan, okay? One ba no makotina, you see very free zone. Ko kan ho asem ke. Free zone, almost ya foko. Nso almost say na mani nyina akọ. Enti ya hwe ye ni afye ne nso a ye ne say abrofo. Enti na ye me de say president call na no. Wakofa brofu biaba ebi anyo na de bae your friend domestication mama yenyai grant ni aid na obi timi was me fama dia ni di enena me nura na me offer security bi a or your food certification for him say EU because she an airport and I also offer now what to can go certify was I will hope enne eduada yi utina Burkina Faso a young fan can go and fan fast to the home. You fat the home. Any idea about follow me? You did tomatoes, Nini, Jane, and Fiji Abakroma. I mean, Kroba and Outia Kroma, we make me dear tomatoes. Now the Yako. Now the also here, these auto tomatoes ready. And I want you to we are.
Jim FM.
Yakoka Homesimanoya. Me, I mean, no cafe. Me, mamma, will may your soul rest in peace. Ni son want to talk tomatoes flavor at the aquabre. And was one driver for the Woga. No, me could be more see a Woga. 10 or more Garu. Yeah, the tomatoes call and you two tomatoes from. If you say about me, I come for 15. And you see, oh my, cross, and come and can see a big who stay. Economy no Bashayan, sir. In ye, Sagric now make come on me and you can you your brofo. Mammy Franca Bakunkan. There are 3 strategic areas. And this is Cababrain. Usually is controlled by foreign institutions. Telecos, or Cabranis with the club, Abatina, and what you telephone bear 75%. No way yet. When we saw the dear sign your money was not the year remittances. Money. Mummy said bad will go with ya. What you say? You're mining. You're mining, you're good idea to begin. No. Most of foreigners near to Adianoko or South Africa. All mining companies are owned by South Africans. Yetako, banking. Banking, Nipa 20 bank means a 20 trainer. Now work from Hano. Almost in your and a foreign bank. Treasury bills, we can hear to treasury bills about them. Because women are profit call. Argentina was strategic areas controlled by foreigners. And yet, Obio Bakaja said FDI. There, we call Nigeria. My memory example. Nigeria, Banki Bia Zenito, UBO, GTO. Yahobia, Nigeria phone call for dia. And also could be a bank of Nigeria, Minia. Ubeka could talk when one sayaba because they protect their industry. Mining, telephones here, okay. Adonuga, global call. So your friend Dr. Adanuga.
Yeah.
Adonuga control. What if say MTN of Nigeria?
Sure.
Because they protect their indigenous banking. Yes, so we destroy our indigenous banking.
So, Doctor, Ebetimia, sir, I said, Minim, I say, year Subu, we say, Ghana ni better and can't find my own.
So, all warning, nobody affects you, no matter Gigi. I can't make a show. Because, we need to protect taxes here, generally, profit. Banks never profit. We are near transfer. You can't put to foreign pressure for foreign things. So, no more transfer. And so, Ghana in a year. He retained the profit and he employ more people. Yendi, if you say, we catch us FDI in ya. Yang FDI na demand ye de check. Ye di chicho, not dumshira ye di chiche kwa. Because you can't go and make your strategic industries and give it to foreigners. It is tax young year say Papa Mahama the next 4 years as a so me grew indigenous Ghanaian banks. And yes, a bank cannot say no be a change do a guno. I was in a guno 21 billion. It do be a good 18 billion. It do be a good 15.5 billion. I will come away. A basic America, so more will be America 208 and 209. There was a serious mortgage crisis at a good city bank. Chase Manhattan, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs. American government one was the banking sector is strategic. And the Federal Reserves, when we know any amount with your first big trouble asset purchase. Near pro loans to Bodam Fudi. And yes, it's saying directors need woman in a pen crop was your mama contract, one cut now. The next 4 years, Munchia can physical ready. And then Citibank is running like the best bank, JP. You see, a buyer, hey, a can't banco. Timugo, near time your account to say, why did that kind of brag near Buno?
Jim FM.
I give a crown insurance, next day to the Yoha, near Tamakoma private insurance. I mean, Massa, the same no card, you bet you. Hey, so not pension because Miss no council, my dear, but you because taxes are yaking what do you January, February? A friend of banks may be declared. Ghana for to declare all the foreign banks already declare profit. Only are no more to tax or PB. Only are no more PS can and assign the pressure to see so. Because you see you Nigeria until the dollar that call. You see you German. You know France to the dollar that call. Now dollar number free. Again, I'm going to develop your home. Come on, tomatoes growing to me. Nipa can't okay. Nipa can't. You push. You say, Master, we should put our head in shame. Saying, I mean, you do no more.
Ha, eti, me jap wako na sa global fund for distribution. Afi yenya bi.
What yenya bi?
Oh, how?
Aha, mamencho. Asa say. Okay, a better castle between Minister of Health. And one of the people better 3 months or 4 months. Or when I do to and the infant cop. What if you want to over you give me? 2025, oh, my Nigeria, they are 900. Ivory Coast is 700. Burkina Faso 400. Togo 400. Ah, now the name will be the Michigan to move. The Michigan to move. My shape, I will contain the Mwabeduha. O say this is OTR tax, yes, sir. Now, me and the between you and answer my brother. We depend on it now. Me one hospital, me no different anymore. I mean, look. I say my yes, no. If I can begin to continue the bias in the air crown. See a year, massa. A big group there 10, 15 years, there will be no country because country no here. A kaya okay, the area schedule here country. In over 20 billion, you're rescheduling because you're reschedule IMF loan, you're reschedule World Bank loan, you're reschedule African Development Bank, you're reschedule European Central Bank.
Yeah.
If you cannot get one or come, I can't be why you. And this will be the transit no case economy na ye. Now we share from Takrem. Said you no can data, we share data IMF for the buyer. Naka se Ghana, make us a winner busu for an hour, we are paying for.
Dr. Edasian,
Miss Medas, yeah.
Dr. Richmond, a banking expert. Namate said no air train and Komono. Kufmesa Bas, Mamma sending Komoito, and Dr. Said Boache, a economist for Institute of Fiscal Studies. Doctor, good evening. Boko, dear. Yes, we are here, pa. When about your fatchem, Negina Soka Krebni, President John Dramani Mahama, Simoko Kayem, Wabro Ochia, a bibiman penfo, Quanya, a bibiman bet me at dinner, na young Tom Cosso for your home to Abrofoso, and Smokani.
Similarly, the African Monetary Fund, the AMF, supports macroeconomic stability which is crucial for investor confidence. The African Investment Bank is also pivotal in funding infrastructure projects such as energy, transport, digital transformation, while the Pan-African Stock Exchange is envisaged to integrate capital markets, making it easier for businesses to raise capital and thereby enhancing liquidity, promoting intra-African investments, and providing alternative financing mechanisms for governments and the private sector. Ladies and gentlemen, progress is being made towards the establishment of this exchange, with the Commission and the African Security Exchanges Association working on the Exchanges Linkages project. This initiative also aims to enhance liquidity and facilitate capital mobilization across African nations. We encourage more African stock exchanges to join this important project. Undeniably, strong political will and effective policy coordination are going to be crucial for the successful implementation and overall impact of the African Union financial institutions. The Republic of Ghana continues to champion and advocate for member states to embark on due processes at the national levels to expedite the establishment of these institutions, recognizing their significance in promoting investment and financing our Agenda 2063.
Adom FM.
Doctor, the question I will be a beside say, and near my Yedigina Sosa Abai our Yemen from our first school of a side for Dr. Kwame Kromabesi and Yaya to Obama, President Mahama Asabe, and some society. So would there be a day, Ghana, the President Mahama they call Africa, but Ghana, a bit miakasa at least, dear woman, you been here and walk the free Amanonia bar, it will be a handful.
Somebody another.
Adom FM.
If we Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Obia says Ghana a bit a dear also. Now it may any policy. Dr. Nkrumah said yes, or Bomode Kakra. So, or Yen Kagama, yes, but Trinidad. And so Ghana upon one penny, and you too. If you hope, a band be about a bar, or talk big. And so we do that in your oil. And you see a bit and not so palm and I hope will not in one. No, Yanko the Bianson yet. If you are not a you read about could be. I was put in 984. I'll be kind of pray. Now I am senseless. Now I must supervise on one government. Now the discipline about the system. It be a bit number. And yes, I had lead the Kenyan food farm.
Sir, what the Ghana economy at two table so. Now shall I say all draw pie chart. Now shall I say all plotty or graphs. A heifer na sin to the power.
Yeah, never middle. One. Corruption and also. And a president, Mama, I all fighting corruption. I buy be also the fighting corruption. Yeah, but the woman say, Obi also all fighting corruption, Diano. Who opposition for? No, I'm not corruption. Now, members of the government, and no more politics in India. Omakatomi as a corruption. And decided way, and a man had me. Obi Basu for Bia, Sabana would come, they were so corrupt. I'm not bomb, and so obey no more so Kubra, not Pakusupa. And so Bia, I didn't have from now what my fight the corruption. The corruption is the main thing. And idea, let's the can't say now, but then rock, we didn't rock for every young. I did the canon. You're possibly no. I got a couple of your change. And man, you know, but make develop.
Japanese couple of channel. One should see. The problem on my woman say, and I true for many African countries. A Japanese couple of mind. I prefer the fact the woman. And the answer to me can watch them. Go away, and I prefer to put the home for so. All the credit, I can't go. And so you're not going to give him for so. Let's say a Japanese couple of their mom or people from the home for so dear. You don't hear watching. That's the mommy you know.
So say when a hawa and obia de campaign or the young quachre yam for 1992. Abesi ene obia de campaign. So does it mean say the war power na betim the additional ena any honum and I said trimude ya any power enam no and a to be bun come fire so.
And then the other kind of campaign because obey between are not accustomed. That's not a need. What's your thing? If you look at the town, if you are any day, if you are a culture woman any day, if you are a friend, say, tax be at home, if you are corruption, media and your agriculture can about it's no, but no, not any day, I'm a month woman. Now we see more every time you have na wanya akoma and also a football na wanya ni die akamo dan na we ni ma na ye utirim eno afọ mu yita na eni die so akamo it doesn't matter the way they want no ever dan man mi sa ma bobo die no eni ho a obregu.
Economically, is the African man capable of managing his own affairs?
Jim FM.
You see, it do baby. Yeah, na no patch. Africa for me be a young sister.
Was it Doctor Yabutri? Who's your Abrovia non patches?
Africa may have a problem. Because as I said, look at this statement. Can Africans manage themselves? I broke out and committed the independence. And now I prefer to say, oh, you know, I have to be here. We are capable of managing ourselves. But I never knew. And so I, Edicano, and I brought some guy no near a pantomime. Your own pantomime. Will be on my ever kind of boom. So what kind of problem I know beyond you over here? And so much about my papa. It's a long period of time. And no head, so a come na you problem. Corruption, the management will be a year of a behavior no develop. Or be as Anthony also on 2 months and this because a song tap for any boot up for. Obi so voter na extreme also to ma ayefan say MPP in san say all this enema affection ka Africa is so problem here. Yes we are like everybody ya ko school abrochire ya ni abrofo de bi 2 years to 2 bi difference in ade ba ko someone abrofo no omode da afa ya response. Into only answer to no one to man, his responsibility from on someone who's been developed. Look at the home.
But Emre Santana Brofridi Jaya Honum Ekoye. So swam pass we are born leaders, and ka challenges na kaye hunum kaye free mo sana okay. Yeni abrofria na atna classroom, ebi twa ye yensu ye twabi. Ebenim die na ebi wo bi, yensu ye wo bi. Eti eyede enko eye eni bre pesem nkuminya no e na ma difficulty e benya obi obenya pepa sem obesom ne mayana
it's very difficult to build a nation with so many diverse communities. We be an current Britain now call England English from call baby to say Arabia, Arabs for the Arabs, minority category. And the ceremony they are doing, and master papa. It's a someone here. Yes, nipa no so. Obiara pedi akoma ne tribe in any community. Account. And to us, a problem. Otherwise, what's a bomb in any people? You can hear who go. You know, almost a color and a dog, and a dog near that day. And to me, any division in through. I believe that, no. Also, should read you. I'm coming in and we about that. Ama a corruption that the main comedian that demo and to acting. And Sana, it's near the area, yet album at your result.
Hati, Doctor, you better see Pierre Numray.
Okay,
you better see Pierre Numray. It's Dr. Said Boache. Or ye economist instead of fiscal studies. And I'm to say, no, actually, and Komono. Na, Asemo. This question about the black man capable of managing his own affairs, no. A issue. African yezo. And ye, and the bro ya fadodo. Bibini and the bre fododo. Mif kwechiri bibini me kokon bi me abeka de ho Ghana ni eye ni brefo dodo Ghana ni ye pese me kuminya too much peso nya ono nko a na da bi ono yes sir honorable take your name ye ni brefo dodo a bad day. Yes, Matisse argument ne pay mo about ye kasa hodua into me and Kemo, but things are the fundamental in you say we are too selfish. We are too selfish. Ye feel sa kwenye biba ya femunasi ya anya fast and take advantage e kwa enwa no yensan kebi. We are too selfish. We are too selfish. Say President Mania Bre came self-reliant. Pesudi chawani showachi. Kwame Nkrumah personi eni wonum ba 1992 besine. Corruption, economic mismanagement. Yeah, the ecom eneba from 92 besi enne. Enuane the campaigns from 92 ebesi enne. Enuane the campaigns and now NPP will position get into 2028 elections. Ebna be sorry. Near court 90 position. Near salary the same thing. So there be a some make say we may see either say ya bon. The people will call leaders no oma bon. And I say a bro. How many ora set Akwabua Ekwodi Enkomo on a year CEO Edema Association of Ghana Industries. Self-reliance. A bit me achiviana. Obani, good evening.
Good evening, yeah.
Akwaba Korea.
Well,
Yeraswaji Breni Babechi Enkomo. President John Dramani Mama and the boss self-reliance. Na yeni Dr. Triahini, a bank and expert credit was see Jenny cry credit free maso. Ubeda self-reliance. Ye how near dear piety. Sabi near my yanka saka crabby and by ye one. Ye ain't me my way.
You, I'm saying, I told you, I did that. It's the colonial times. Now, I had the Visomano. I had to say, the DA Manonino, and I had the papa. And the baby can a mile for now crying. Said, never a war. They all my money there. Never pass. Until you know, I'm not a man on the edition. You touch me, no sooner. And she said, I am funny for almost the same thing with your piano. I say, I'm costing yes and careful. It's here, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah
the town no person of Sanema. Now, colonial masters maybe years, almost never be towards importation. Also, industry history, Crampona. Now, I government economy 99. Now, a near produce, raw materials, no one sending in our common and new process. To come and buy you, and the substitution. But on all year, not acquire state led. The state institutions, and the money. No, unfortunately, state efficiency, not that high. Come fees now, and the money basa. Because some not raw materials, imported debris. It's also my engineer develop your voluntary. It's not addition like a mayi. The duty can in our more. Because you say, let me book rioting. Until not to be enough, I'm not important, I cheaper. And what you know, the more private sector led. Private sector more, never efficient. Now, so do the private sector, Americans also hear more. And they say, the boy mom, near Manoswa Kuli. But conditions near the Nanko pay that affect the private sector. If you put it together, bottom line is not very competitive. But areas you have compare competitive. And the next anchor, the Commission Mayor, the imports no so bomb unfairly. Important if you move to business, so mutia, no more trillion from Baba Sapa, local companies, not they have a disadvantage. Now producing your money come markets. That's a price as was through a chain, they were important now. Naturally, you can better they were important. Sometimes quality look like standard in but who checks it to be sure say and the man quality is very good. The aircraft is negative a year about made in Ghana made in Ghana never the papa. And so never be brave, yeah, papa. If you cables near the ISO certified cables. Food products produce brave quality is good.
Why not create some mentality? No, say me Ghana ni ya enye papa. It's my penny from a neighbor. It's a force be break crama on your mamma your Ghana. No, you're true made in China.
And only idea, and only a family nice. I dream a dear Kusihosa. As a Ukraine and Tissa. Menka say, Ghana near money in papa. Ne do na ye no be do papa even the bani say the na ye papa no na senke yeto price no crampo no the boy de ka bi na papa na senke yeto ne encourage ye ma ya ye o hwe Japan ene ye da de kan ya omo started the same thing na ko fon tom ne ma omo se de be to ne ma no mo tom ne ma ni na no mo encourage industry. Because of producers, I say that's our mindset change, But apart from there's also the practical and reality of things. So, any money back now come market. That's a money if you're money cheaper. Naturally, especially with this car, sometimes quality in the crown check. In Africa, in the say, I am say, Uncle, years and yes, echo. And then my mindset, no, so I back home. And then I've been doing it. I'm not important.
Okay, as you share a femu amu in Finuma, ever yememo. And near my bit is say a more and one tin tomatoes near the idea you hear that that's no. Say I buy a jaima moi, but me a feed the Ghana for.
Oh, and the animal the bro, what? There be any probably break us as me. So Ghana, for not some Mukasa, you don't have the capacity. You don't have the capacity. But I never pray. And never be a while. Yet I say, Ghana, ye name or share TVs, any computers near the na. Those are sophisticated things. Some intimidated your mind. Maybe we may not have capacity in those products. But how should be to say, more? It's a diapers. Diapers, incredible. Say, the catcher say, companies be over Ghana. Also, now, production 3 times what the country needs. It will be a capacity. If you take cables,
electrical cables here. Companies now companies there, big 4 or 5 companies so production. Put their capacity together, we can produce more than what the country needs. We share oil near there, and even detergents. Omo, and Sunda, if you put it together, we can produce more than what the country needs. We have excess capacity already. If you also you need excess capacity. Now, so I catch up very quickly. My example, say more. And Musa is saying at some point we are doing 40% to 50% or so. I don't know the current value. Figure. Now, so no. Say Musa, you must 2-3 years. You see, they produce the entire needs of the country. We can really do it because there are farms that I produce. Now, so no. It's a bonus now. Let's see, it's said, we protecting industries make a crack. We protecting Kakra. When say, and Yamana, ye did bano, and yet as competitive as locally produced ones. If it is a chicken are importable money. See, there's me a catch over the breed. They're spending dollars, millions of dollars in every year. Chicken city. So see, the meeting can say local capacity and supply will be. Now you can do agro skills. Oh, you kakra. Then you could try in your bako, number bako or a there's Sunyane. Now share a Juma all year. Bill Otex or Deba or the agrowers. You one could be a yedisa. A chicken here, a bit more produce, I export to be. And you know, even if you don't have the local capacity immediately, it doesn't mean that you can't grow the capacity within the next couple of years. It's just a matter of putting our mind to it and making sure that you have Juma.
Yanim say the Ghana near maybe cry a quamonone a cocoton. Do you think say baby or man no ababedru? Any baby we are see quas will be a dream or be a person a cacra or you know, quas and the man for and a edinum. Ye take it the hard pill. Near catch on say and maybe one more your pill near what Ghana any baye.
It's a beboa. Now the crowd what they say. Ultimately, and Yemen now. What country does that? Every country imports something, and then you must also export something to earn something. In the end, because Ghana, and then may hear you now. The beginning in our Ghana.
Oh, the be and yet necessarily say and Yemen, but at least for example, in AGI capacity, and what any maybe who, and maybe to say a moon, and maybe to say chicken. Maybe you decided said the next best 3 years. Yempo. Kakrane wahanum no. And no one best penisika ewo home. And then Nigeria for Edu Mankasamo. Pasi ama abrofumon abetri tekremasia menese udi. Ghana mo krama Ghana nia. Also be anytime.
Because we have been given the choice. And we develop the taste for it. In any case, Ghanaian businesses are very entrepreneurial and innovative. If you look at the developer mono, I yet to send you import me but after two right now. You need to be brain. If you don't produce the same thing, and it's from Yana Somo, if you don't hear normal day, American flag at all. Normal packaging in the I this guys in the safe camera on it. You can talk right here. You actually say, we produce to send you a man on a banner. If you're not there, the big here and say, you did dream because so be as a made in Ghana product. But yes, I know so. Now, Bannon say, oh, yeah.
No, I think, say, maybe you saw ye Ghana for you, so you swatch a dodo. See, I'm taking the hard a pillar. Yent me say, who jama Ghana ni pass a coach in your pet dear, and I forget it. Over Ghana, dear. But say, Yama FDA. Standard authority and they shall go come to make sure say a Giania ye did yakuya ye from dear. Ye po yempo Ghana dear no na ye dear. And move from on Emma the next 3 years. Ya shaman any ye. I yani beto dear fra. At this and what and say. Ye because ye jadi gum say Ghana ni make a choice. Because you make a choice and there be a choice from the dear.
You cannot be and the crown worker. And no money be a while. I see it take that hard decision. But who take take a decision now? But now call for no so suffer. Because maybe you haven't got the capacity immediately. And depending on how you can say in the next 3 years. So it's a plan. The next 3 years, you do your mind and see a producer locally. Into the Quaben Belfast. A Quaben Belfast military, they be own for complete ban. And to say, Obi and Femo Macra. Name duty net that Mona Banosono. At the Cosono.
O mechia. Ora chuma kwa mtali o mechia. O mechia. I'm telling say Ghana ni kwa ni ton abrofo mo ye ton be 3 times higher than Ghana rice or be top bruni die no. Well, and found duty no. So ko na se ton abrofo mo no 3 times higher than Ghana ni die na or better sika top bruni die no. No creative you ma mo bi e welcome. Ena make us easy for some of the capacity ya can once me. Say me metimi a produce the total consumption of money wo mu a. And then circumcision wo me produce. But something will say I can't minimum nua no na e produce. Ya no see afidi e manfo a. I have no other option say me invest. Ya fruity companies bebre e wo stock exchange. Broni na oye ne mu e wo obi maaso no. So after the Ghana for any abomo no so edu omo no na se twuma kwabo na aseti emo factory na what the kodwas na se esantemu a oni skaba be hjem obato shares
litwasie pa si tinya e da radical ka ya bi Nigeria for ye bibisa omo ka say omo stop import into their country and Ghana kra nema e de koneko crab Benin border ho e be yen say for days Namika and Trada, honorable and Tremadidi and I call Nigeria. Nigeria for the Sadiano Moyano. It's against ECOWAS protocols. Also, Ghana for another target. You boom says here. If you have the Ghana, it's 13 months to almost a year, no yellow. They've all come and say, almost 2 more than nothing no more Diamomo. Oh, yes, I don't be from money BC Ghana. I did rush, no, BC Ghana, I call up, I call back, no, they call. Omo, you're not no more baby. To say I'm almost self sufficient. It's a more the other breed. It's in the same thing, they're very strong, sir. Now, Anna, no, never do how you didn't manage the breed. International, since I,
the political leaders no be taking that decision no omusro abato. Nobody is willing to sacrifice the political victory for Ghana and Yahuto. Nobody. None of them.
You see, Anna, also the name of the common. Who do you cook? Who do you go to cook? When they never do also to be the common. It will be at the band to swap into the economic strategy. It's not necessarily a complete ban, but you can work out a strategy. Because you increase the export. Even your process is required because you see, assembling plants near the high assembling plants. You make me aye. Your marketing is into the assembly plants. Never your expectation some more young so between the black command on it. Into exports and imports there, everybody does it. But the strategy, I saw say, about the very competitive. When we are very competitive, we reduce the cost of production. Now, let's see, I'm an so then, make sure, say, this is now they are to home. Obey the latter. Because never be a while, idea for me believe say, if the importers don't share the right and Castellano, at them, I a competitive trend on the ban. But the name of the blow, and I can give you several examples. Now, saying flour,
yeah.
A dear big boom, you just crying. Meanwhile, Ushe Olam, any other Irani brothers, any Takrade farms, Oklahoma, what they can produce is far in excess of what the country demands. Now, the name of the Ohio excess capacity. Until you make sure, say, and you could have policy. na quality na ye peno standard na Ghana Standards Authority assetting and no kwan ye money ba we have policy make sure say o dey ban o meet standard o dey ban bonus na o dey ban o declare ni na o tua hu na duty o yes anko industries na wa ha no on because all the fabra but you can't compete with them because they have advantage who are important disadvantage I want to say who incur transport cost who be clearing charges who be per warehouse who can you know but now cost so actually the produce wa ha no that's why yes I didn't that's the goods are media no not run at a disadvantage because imports need be cheaper. You know money be or you have to pick and choose. And then you bit me iron but you bit me cost na formula. You be policy. In your part and you can bet me turning around the economy. If you don't see a more than
but you better so penny search Makabwa. So need you go by number.
That was it.
Ora Sechuma Kwabwa CEO the Association of Ghana Industries. And maybe I want to now so let me afraid no join the discussion. Can we be self-reliant? Looking at the pace now, yeah, kono. If you bit me your maya, you bit me at the answer. Yes, or maybe or 100% entirely dependent on your own economy. Obie hiamwa. Obie hiamwa. Even heaven crying here in Pamwa to receive information from the heavens. Remember nipa to be a hiamwa, but the question is, and one I hear no yet any too much. Yet to Maya, your budget a year crowd boy a hombrano. One of these came from an anniversary at the okra when much yanka say a bra ye bois, ye a church ye mine. And yes, so send a present mama a kind. We need to walk the talk. But the usual African politician, or not during the next election, who cry chain or man put you. Ain't as election, Baby Drew and the Nibria acquire one. Confucius Abred and a man for egg penno, or the moment is a can vote here open. We are near Baby catching a process, and the coyes in the dead on bomb. The African politician thinks about the next election far more than any other thing. Far more than any other thing. Obet me a plan who see Kenya, they are pre-election. Or because of to me the end of say or no casa de aye. So President Mama, yes, we wish you all the best. We wish you well say 4 years I don't know, say the self-reliance they bit me yeah. Ghana beyond 8 kaya hunuso. Ghana beyond 8. Yeah, hunuso papa. There's something actually I think is wrong with your mentality. Yeah, before Nankasa. There's something fundamentally wrong with your mentality. Yeah, before. We are too self-centered. And you make myself and me. You to be nyakonya kakra bi no be di omana ni mupe no dwun hawa me secure me dache but see say we na ye nenne so uni power ya obenya free fuel na so ye na ye e na fam wo bo ne number se 3 Ghana cedis per liter 2 Ghana cedis per liter uko position kura na ubeto 2 Ghana cedis per liter. But because we no wasenunti no be nyina ne se obebo homoden e secure sika dodo bebrede agu ankasa wo dem etinye nwanwa no shia Ghana politician timika to semle bikwa abrochira kwako nye Donald Trump ne bae ne osu otwa saade mu a okwa abrochira kwako de etos me secure de achia mameba ni pedu o man ahye ne nsase bu o man yo asa o me ye doto pilot nyame na de nam hey African ni pa ye do man ahye ne nsase chichiro man ye no man kan kono tibika to se me kwakọ wo abrochira dan yi a o se me secure da achia mameba e wa America. And I'm like, how? And politician not taking advantage of ya dwina sebie nya no sebie bru sebie kronto ase mu hakakra no enom de tuki ya much ye too partisan ye too partisan to the extent say so MPP ni na ko wari NDC ni a party betimi a wawade agu your politics is dangerous, they're poisonous. The kind of politics here in Ghana no, dangerous. When Nigeria for the two women we in danger and the crowd to change any two in the movie Europe says here na yeah be more coin. Yeah, the two nation that nim cases but they too poisonous. Your politics need too poisonous. That is why day in there you see most of our politicians pushing their children out of the country. Environment is contaminated, and yet because politicians now are say Ghana in Nadjing. Creative people their trauma Ghana ni hunu ni yoku NDC ni yoku MPP niya ofisi we share the tafutos also me and kuno. But a moment she wa broche di agro esre. That is how politicians I say again. Or might create some hatred be in us. So one, we hate our own selves. Two, we hate the country. Yeah, a woman. This is what the Ghanaian politician succeeded in doing to the Ghanaian. Or me a tie yeah, yeah, tie and and I'm a time or mine. Any principle. Korebi America say adia ne party go power be defending no. Oko position no criticize. Any principles. Most of the state institutions here, NDC, a bastardize here in opposition, and then they'll be defending them. They'll be defending most of them. Most of the state institutions are MPP defending here in government. No, they'll be bastardizing them in opposition. You need principles. Franco Train Enterprise, I come to some phone papa and fee in honum. Over top for me to Nokia, Samsung, iPhones, smart TVs ranging from 32 to 100 inches. Franco air conditioning so about 1.5 to 2.5 horsepower. A bopa, a train kania kakrebi. No could be for say, and I me ace in no cre 1 to AC papa to Franco air conditioning be and air kama. Na chiro them na a train kaniano and so come be your chest freezer and free refrigerators. Washing machine, microwave, blender, CCTV camera, and so on. Adia air do says or that dear online. We have 40% discount on all our digital platform frame 0246 422 338 0246 422 338 and 0555 939 311 0555 939 311 and 0302 225-651. Franco was still phone papa efie and wadum. Delay man bitters and su in your bema but check with jim watch. Bema, ube jim watch. No, but that was going to be sustenance. Hey, I was no, we didn't want them. We are lost in delay man bitters. Bema, we have been no pay to the free Ghana in near what I am. It won't much stay a how be no, but dear, there were same. So, bedum delay man bitters. A year for ice, a good one. And to the ice, the good glass, no wash, a guna, what just so best of 5 minutes be. Ubana says a team for oh, Jaja. Near the cross, all they say, ask Nani, man, you match. Near the crowd. Who know better? Just one area and one day with the move. Who did delay man bitters? No, AC Asnane, man, you match who are oh, Bebuntem to see him. Delay man bitters or si chabi. Nejina wana sunya ahwade from 0248 619 999 0248 619 999 and 0242 133 577. Okay, wait me adjourn here the 0302 216 561 0302 216 562 0302 216 562. Also wait me adjourn na ye the command na ba na wie yenti full lines activated ye ni command first call ahoma so anam. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Kosinsia.
Open a case and patuli in South Africa.
Medasi, Medidi Yima, Mekata free and Momole.
Iman Pachetio.
Medasi, oh, I said no dear. Mr. Kosinsia, Kawakanin now. Wakanin Nancy, a year there, yeah. Only a layer program, I see a friend as we a kaka account. Media, yeah, Macanete, a yabro, and yes, one my bone. Mr. Kosinsia, politicians from the time I am free democracy, a yabro, Omutu Kwamanone, Omonitria Nina, Nanka Africa, Ufa, the land size now. Africa could have resources in about 70%. Meaning, so we are aware. Resources, human resources, natural resources, many account. And yet, then, especially Ghana, Yegusubre, Nemo Media President Mama, yes, better late than never. What say we to an among time me how can see pa na your constitution our yin corporate almost any review because minya sabi parliamentarian meeting who ya kwachina enam immunity te born who by to me ajuko hu speaker shebini council of state shelen corporate yeti kan ya to aba mona ka okotu o manfanyifo a eno so hwe hu to kwa security police for anti constitution dey me senya kupon te o manfanyi mama review no no.
Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Me patrodin baby are free.
Your friend is some of because of Bano.
Me patrit you.
Me de makapa na operation na on can say can we be self-reliant? And the question na company mama a beside Pamela and says, into me, we come deep. I think here, because our minor, as a developing country, you hear me. And we'll be the Bibiano, and if you were not, and if you were not, company. Politics, entertainment industry, security. So from the people who could see a appears and it brought to create a penny to a company or per se on few none back. So when in general, on the sorting nothing. Bro, a dear more bro. But no penny kayan, you bit not dear one. A J agriculture industry, ya build them.
Mate, oh yeah. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, I'm patrolling will be free.
But if I'm a buggy, I came off.
Yeah, I'm patrolling you.
For example, if one blow mind there, when you find the I give back the developer. Or you are a more American or okay, I won't be able to back. Now, I bought a party in my party now about where I got you a macra. Also, you are Oklahoma. I got the portrait. Yeah, I got the you to Adiwa. Yeah, no, I need again. Yeah,
but I say you. Hello, good evening. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Me patrolling baby are free.
But I'm the cook from Cassandra.
Me patrol you.
Ghana and I want to. And yes, I did. You big dinner class once. Because you say, only a cost one. I was so go now. Of course, not the improve to Papa Biban. Semenya pa ba ye and then carbon to send him Majim Cody. It is I didn't know your own children. This only a caution of the piano. I hear now when you be the name and a baby. And I say, and a sad and the day or class 1. And shop wherever you keep age.
But I say, hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Me pacho din baby afrefe.
Agotistia.
Alaji gado.
Na un pompe se.
Boko nanso e.
Na so you na bo abaso.
Me da se alaji.
Yo, agotistia. Enne die wa mam no yi pa. Na nsema odi ba ye die. Agotistia. Aya bro na yempini for die o. Aya bro nke omu ni go yi. Agotistia. Yeye me ya ina ni se. Ya nibi. Ya work from ni kafabali. Ya na ya too much. Anka ya tise ya me ya ni mikoto ade na skani koto ade abisuma. Anka ya. Be ya na ya breno. Akwesi tanse mamia. Tanse sikano ana ya ko yi wona party. Na tikawe nka wodi ko bia afuom ka bina. O pagana fo binu na omoye ho adwumakra. Anka asem be bobosi. Enti omudia obi aye dede wanya onu na butia fonfon won you manu de enti ya tanu so a omuga mu ti asemuda nyankopon kan wo bible no samu o ti atabu wo enti se wo tu nya woni nyame be ti hu asem daji
enti omudia alaj hello good evening. Good evening. Me pacho din baby afrefe.
From my brother, me pretty casual.
Open it you.
Then you say, Ghana, Sabi or position, media or now Sabi or Bob Emunson. The next one is say, Kawa about president, you'll be a Bako Crown. Tasu, there be ready a young neighbor to us. But I couldn't say, I say, be a drain a party, and your man already. So, we will bring one of the acquaintance a honey income. Also, yes, to us who could do Biniba, and your man Corona. Yabaka said, wow, who sabi, we oh, Nampa Subiana. And so, where's they say, any partner, where they are, and also partner, or position and Rebecca, different. And after Obaba Muso is different. Woman and Fire. So, Mamba couldn't even today, the thing said, you'll be able me, I make us a means me never found with you. Won't think to me, young to found with you. In I am for the Korea, and people more about position. The Aban Bayan on a young moon about so you're almost in the man clear, young woman about any amount, and I am. I never may appear anymore. Part.
Okay. Hello, good evening. Yes, I'm Pacho. Didn't be afraid.
Collins ni
Collins it you.
Esamre de to na maka. Hwe me yo twe e dadwa. Uni ye esem kumnya dudu. E ka Ghana, e dina Ghana yeni. Bauxite, diamond, gold, cocoa. Hwe enyoma kesia. Esupia Ghana ye popisia. Hwe what can somebody nice. Obi wo Ghana. Ena ma bro any big obi kuro so na okowo. Onyem wa hawo. Okowo obi kuro so. Ati Ghana ha wawo ode ne ba e kwa manoni. So nko suku wo oyare a okwa manoni ye ya na Ghana atiti apansam wo de hweveti kwa ye veta ni ka Mahama regime o e free 1992 bepem ne ye veti a hwebusiafo a ye ta ni pakonichi tese obeye ya tam na kwesimeni wo ye
Fashemi, hello, good evening. Open Pacho, din baby free.
Okay.
Udini baby free.
Me prefer akim tapu sabu do special one.
E Pacho tio.
Yo. Nye 'Ye 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 '
And now, after so, let the constitutional review. And the constitutional review, and also be a parliament for 3 times. When you obey God to community, to community, will be a parliament at 2, 3. That was a referral, no different from and yes, human body, Yama liberalization by a 85 liberalization by then you know liberalization by our because papers, every go by more auto free no tax. In the town, I'm everything. I am Basabas.